Hi kids, it's Mrs. Ortiz here. I cannot tell you enough how important this video is and how important this assignment is for your grade, not just for passing the class, but to feel good about your progress in this class and to make sure that you pass. And we really care about you. We want to hear your stories, to be quite honest with you. And for some of you, this might be actually a really therapeutic process, which is like being able to talk about feelings. I do want to tell you that these are only going to be read by Mrs. McCaskey and I, unless you want to share it with other students to get feedback during the revision process. But if it is something really important to you, then you are going to have it be private. And please remember that if there's anything that sounds like something we would have to report, because we are mandated reporters, I want to be upfront with you that if anybody talks about hurting themselves or hurting somebody else or somebody being abused, that would have to be discussed with us, and it would possibly have to be reported. So now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm going to go through with you exactly what you need to do from now until you turn in your rough draft on Friday. So this is the prompt, right? This is what we were given in class today. There are two parts to the prompt that are really important to look at first, and that is the writing situation and then the prompt itself. The writing situation, I'm going to be marking up my screen here. The writing situation is simply to get your brain thinking about the topic, right? So this topic that you are going to write about for this class is about memories. So you're going to have to first go through the memories you have that have shaped the person you are today, okay? So this means you have an opportunity to kind of go through and think about these memories. Now, these memories can be around all different types of emotions. They could be happy emotions, although sometimes, honestly, love is not always happy. Happy emotions like love and joy and hope. They could be memories you have around unhappy emotions like fear or sadness or regret. The point is that you are going to think about a particular memory that you would like to speak about that has shaped you today. Okay, now the second part of this is the prompt. And the prompt is like the actual directions, okay? And it tells us right here, in a well-developed essay. So an essay is usually something that's longer. You are going to write about a core memory. So if you think back to the Inside Out movie, so this is something that is stuck in your long-term memory that has significantly impacted. I'm going to highlight and underline. Significantly impacted the way you view the world or your core values. So the way you view the world. It could be something that has changed the way that you view the world, right? So right now I just thought about an incident that happened growing up really, really Catholic, and having my sister come out to me that she was gay was a really big moment. There was some fear around that moment. There was some worry. And there was also a great sense of joy that she was finally comfortable enough to share her real true self, right? And so it was a moment where I changed my view of the world, because in our faith, the Catholic faith, homosexuality is not acceptable. So I had to reevaluate the way that I saw the world and how I could change and shift my view so that my sister and her family that she now has are part of that world. So that's just an example. So you're going to be sure to thoroughly describe the event with feelings, sensory details, and some dialogue, okay? So this is important because you are going to be, you are going to be making sure that this is an exciting story, right? We want to have our reader be engaged. You want thoughtful and genuine reflection about this important memory. Okay, so genuine and thoughtful reflection. So I know, thinking about this, like I'm just trying to like make like a little list to myself, right? I have to write about one memory. I need to make sure I describe it very clearly with a beginning, middle, and an end. I need to include, details, maybe even some dialogue, and I need to reflect on how this memory shaped me as a person. Okay. Now, this stuff is important, the scoring, right? This is something you should look at, but it's not going to be a huge focus right now. We can always go back and make sure that you've done these things. But for now, the real task is to get words on paper. So you know it has to be multi-paragraph, right? So multi-paragraph means that it's more than one, and if you're telling a story, it's probably like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at Jimmy Johnson's example, okay? And again, you want to be trying to add in things like dialogue and sensory details and narrative action. You have a computer. You can look these things up on YouTube and get examples. Of course, I'm speaking in a first-person point of view, so I'm saying the words like I, I'm speak in I, me, my, and I want to make sure that in my story, I am going to make sure I have a clear theme or a message to the audience. What did I learn? And that is where I'm going to really reflect on how that memory shaped me. Okay. And then, of course, I want to be using correct grammar, spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. So your job is going to be to write a rough draft on a Google Doc, and I'm going to be putting more instructions on that in a separate video. Okay? So if you have any questions, come to office hours between 10 and 11 on either Tuesday or Thursday. Good luck.